Okay, what's your next question? Abhijit, your next question is what? You are saying Atma is part of Brahman, something like that you said, no?
Yeah, correct. So when we say Atman, so Brahman has other power other than just consciousness is what I feel.
So now, see, the Brahman has other powers other than consciousness. Okay, it's like we are speaking from two different levels of reality. Absolute reality and a Vyavaharika reality. Okay, these two are different realities, and these two realities coexist. They are not separate.
Okay.
They are simultaneously present. So, for example, so the water has a taste. Water is tasteless and colorless, and what can remove thirst. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And water is atoms and molecules also. Right? Atoms and molecules and water, they exist independently or coexist?
Coexist.
So now the property of water, we say atom also has the property of water. Does it make sense?
Atom has a property of water. No.
It doesn't make sense. The atom and water, now we are not even speaking of Paramarthika, at relative level only. There's atom and there's water. H2O, okay, and water. Now we say water has a property, water if I drink, thirst will go. So now same logic if you apply to the atom. Atom also, if I drink atom, my thirst will go. Does it make a logical sense?
Cannot. If it is H2O, yeah, then it's difficult to.
I'm giving one example in the relative domain only. Going Paramarthika is different level.
Yeah, but yeah, atom itself does not have property. I mean,
any property of water.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So in the Vyavaharika level itself, two different levels of reality. If you start superimposing, that will cause confusion. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Now, when we speak of Paramarthika, absolute reality and relative reality, try to superimpose will cause confusion. Okay. So let us not go to Paramarthika, right? Let us just take, see, Vedanta is only pointing us through analogy, examples. So let us take the dream analogy. In the dream, I became a king, emperor, I have a lot of money. But the dream person is nothing but a person who is who is awake. I only appeared as a dream. I went to sleep, and in the sleep, I became a rich man. Now there are two levels of reality existing simultaneously. The person who is sleeping in the bed and person who is dreaming, he is a rich man. Now, any hypothesis of a poor rich man about the person who is sleeping is only imaginary. Because you cannot relate two levels of reality like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So from the dream, I saw a dream where there's a tiger, elephant, a forest, a mountain, everything is there. So from that, I conclude that the person who is sleeping also has these properties. How valid is that? We are not even speaking of Paramarthika. We are only speaking of our experience.
Yeah, but then if we say tiger or other things or properties, but then the subject also is part of the dream, isn't it?
Which subject? The dream character.
Dream character, yeah.
The dream character also is part of the dream. Right? Now, dream character starts imagining, oh, I'm seeing a tiger. Tiger must be a property of sleeping person.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, so there is no subject and object. Subject itself is also not there.
Right now, the subject does not know that he is not there. He says he is real.
Yeah, right? Correct. Yeah.
He is trying to visualize a reality, reality which is at a different level. Then he says, I'm seeing the tiger. The tiger must be a property of that reality. The person sleeping is person's property. Does it make sense?
No.
Right? So like that, any concept what we have about Paramarthika is just a superimposition of our existing concept into Paramarthika. That's not, it's nothing relevant to that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was coming to there. Yeah. So we cannot accurately say anything about Paramarthika.
We can say very accurately about some Paramarthika. We can very say accurately, but not using mind and intellect, not using Pratyaksha and Anumana. See, when Upanishads say, I cannot say anything Paramarthika, not with the your Pratyaksha, direct sense experience, or with your mind. So when you say anything with your Pratyaksha and Anumana, it's a superimposition. About Paramarthika, you can confidently say, I am that Brahman. That is a very clear knowledge.
Okay, but let's go back to the dreamed example. So you're saying the tiger or the streets which we see, that is Pratyaksha and another forms of knowledge. So that we cannot say, using that, we cannot say the dreamer's mind, correct?
No, we cannot say
But
person who is sleeping, not this dreamer, sleeper. The person who is sleeping
Yeah,
is
sleep. Yeah. But we can say, because subject is seeing through that, that self is also existing in the dreamer.
He says he doesn't. He says self doesn't exist. He says I am the self. I am the Atma. He says, right? He doesn't know any other self.
So, but then, yeah, from the dreamed character, it might be true, because he's saying, okay, I have a direct experience of self. So I'm saying the dreamer also is the self.
Dreamer is the self, but he can live in the dream without knowing it. He can live in the illusion.
Correct, but
right, only when he is given a jnana, clarity.
Yeah, but from the dreamer's perspective, I mean, for example, if you see from the outside, the body which is sleeping, the mind is creating that, but the mind also has other properties to create that, right?
No, let us speak only from the dreamer's perspective. Dreamer's preference, dreamer world.
You mean the dreamed character or dreamers?
Dreamed character. No, dreamer is, for me, dreamer is the person sleeping.
Correct.
Okay. So dreamed character is me, and I am seeing a tiger. Right? Tiger I am seeing separate from me.
Correct. So then tiger does not. Yeah. Huh? Tiger does not exist. Yeah, that is clear.
No, he doesn't know the tiger doesn't exist. He knows the tiger exists. He is experiencing the tiger now.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
So I'll take an example, right? There's a girl called Cinderella. Okay, right? A girl called Asha. Asha is sleeping. In her dream, she becomes Cinderella. Okay, Cinderella is a beautiful girl. She gets a lot of royal honor, and thieves take her, abduct her, and they start torturing her. Does Cinderella know that she is Asha?
No, that part I understood.
No, I'm saying.
But then the Cinderella, let's say she has some gnana.
No, that jnana will come only you get through Atma Jnana. Very clear understanding comes through Upanishad. Then only she'll get jnana. Otherwise, jnana is not automatic.
Yeah, that I understand. But then someone has to create that dream, isn't it?
No, someone who has to create the dream will come later. First, let us understand. Your question was from superimposition of the dream. I'm saying Brahman also has a characteristic. That question I'm addressing right now.
No, but in this dream, the example, it makes sense, because Cinderella thinks someone has created this dream. So the dream is not real. So I am also not Cinderella. I am something else. So that something else is Asha. But then Asha is not only the self, because mind has memory and creative power. So, and the self, which is creating this dream.
So Cinderella understands I am not Cinderella. Is that clear?
Yes.
Cinderella understands this dream is not real.
Yes.
Correct? Now,
yes.
Either she can continue the dream knowing this very well, or she can wake up from the dream. Okay? Right? There are only two possibilities. She knows that I am not Cinderella, I am Asha, and continue the dream. Or she knows that I am not Cinderella, I am Asha, and wake up from the dream. Only two possibilities. So from the person who has woken up, Okay.
Mhm.
Let us say Asha woke up.
Mm.
From Asha point of view, anything happening in the dream world is irrelevant.
Yes.
Real.
Yeah.
Correct, no?
Correct.
So Asha says, oh, I had a dream which was not real, which was projected by my mind. That's what she'll say.
Mm.
Correct, no? It's a mental projection, imagination.
Yes.
So the mind is nothing but power of me. My power projected the world.
Mm.
Correct? That's what Asha says.
Yeah.
So Cinderella, if she has not woken up as Asha, but Cinderella thinks that Asha is there. So I'm not Cinderella, but I'm Asha. If she's Cinderella says, then
Mhm.
Cinderella says Asha has the power by which she has created this world. My dream world is created by Asha using her powers, magical powers.
Mm.
Right? There are only two viewpoints now. There's no other third viewpoint, right?
Correct. Mm.
So now let us look at from Asha's viewpoint. Okay. Asha is saying, I'm not Asha, I'm Cinderella. I'm not Cinderella. So we are taking Cinderella viewpoint. I'm not Cinderella, I'm Asha. So I'm experiencing this world. This world is not real. This world is must be projected by somebody.
Correct.
Using the power of projection. Correct?
Mm.
So that exactly Vedanta says there's a power of projection of Brahman called Maya Shakti.
Mm.
So with that, the world is projected. That's what our viewpoint is with respect to Brahman. Our viewpoint.
Mm.
A person who is in a dream, viewpoint is, oh, this projection has happened because of Maya Shakti. Just like Asha says, Cinderella says, oh, this dream is projected by using power of Asha.
Correct.
Correct?
Yes.
To that extent, we understand the dream as well as waking analogy.
Mm.
Correct, no? From
Correct.
Asha's point of view, anything happening in the dream world is unreal, just a mental projection.
Correct.
Asha didn't create the dream exactly. She doesn't want to get tortured as an elephant or tiger and all, nothing like that. The dream happened in case of Asha.
Yeah, this is where we can but from this is so we can say that from a person's point of view, okay, we didn't mean to have a dream, but our mind has a capability, so it created. But the same thing we cannot say about the Brahman. That is the thing
no.
here.
From a person point of view, this much is clear now. My mind created it. Correct, no?
Yeah.
So now let us take the Asha viewpoint. Asha's viewpoint.
Mm.
Asha is sleeping. Does she know that there is a dream character called Cinderella?
Yeah, I mean, when she wakes up, she knows, right?
She doesn't know that there's a dream character called Cinderella. In the dream, she is sleeping and the Cinderella is projected. Does she know that there's something called somebody called Cinderella?
No. Inside the dream, yes, she doesn't know.
No, not even inside. See, there is two levels of reality simultaneously happening. Asha is sleeping and she has a dream called Cinderella. Correct?
Okay, yeah.
Now, does Asha know that there's a dream character called Cinderella?
No.
She doesn't know. Why she doesn't know?
Because she herself becomes.
She herself is a dream. Right? When I am myself in the world, I will not know anything about the world. If I am separate from the world, I know something about the world. But if I myself has taken the form of the world, I don't know anything about the world.
Yeah. That's my point. So the self has the power of consciousness and the creation of Maya, right?
So we'll take the logical conclusion. Okay. Asha will never know what's happening in the dream world because she is the dream world. Correct? Whereas the person who is experiencing it, Cinderella knows that there is a thieves, there is a dacoits, all those things she knows.
Correct.
To know something, you need to have an experience split has to happen. Right? If there's no split, there's no knowing. There's no knowledge.
Correct.
Who has the knowledge here? Cinderella has the knowledge of the dacoits. Who has no knowledge of this? Asha has no knowledge of this. What's happening? Right?
Correct.
it is happening in Asha, but Asha has no knowledge of this.
Mm.
Correct? So now let us compare Asha to Brahman.
Mhm.
Okay. So now Brahman appears as a world.
Mm.
Brahman has no knowledge of anything happening in the world because Brahman is the world. Brahman appears as the world.
Yes, so Brahman has the power to create the world,
No,
and
that is the, from your point of view. The person who is the dream can say, oh, Asha's power is creating this world. But from Asha, there's no understanding, no idea about this power of dream.
okay.
Asha didn't project voluntarily the dream. Asha didn't project the dream consciously.
Okay.
Okay. But Asha supported the dream because if Asha is there, the dream is there. Otherwise, there's no dream.
Mm.
Okay. So Brahman supports Maya. And Brahman has no clue about what's happening there.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay.
So now let's take next level logical understanding. If dream is not there, let's say there's no dream. Is Asha there or not?
Asha is there.
So is dream property of Asha?
Dream is not property of Asha.
If dream is a property of Asha, dream should be always with the associated with Asha.
Yeah, I mean, so from Asha's perspective, there is no Cinderella or any other things inside the dream, right? There is no dream at all.
She has no dream at all.
Yeah, so from Cinderella's perspective,
from Paramarthika or Brahman level, there's nothing called world. That's what is meaning of Ajativada. No creation.
Correct. So then there is no subject and object as well. There is nothing.
In
only
the Paramarthika level, there's no subject and object. There's no creation. Nothing is there. That's called Ajativada.
Yeah, okay. That's what.
This is the meaning of, you quoted this thing, Mandukya Karika, Gaudapada. There's no creation. The creation is not there from Paramarthika viewpoint.
Correct.
So Brahman viewpoint, there's no creation. For a Gnani who is fully established in Brahman, there's no creation. So when you speak of Ajativada, you are speaking from the Asha's point of view. There's no dream world. From Brahman point of view, there's no dream world, but there's no creation. Okay, but from Cinderella point of view, there's a very well creation. There is a very well thieves are there. There's a dacoits who are troubling us. From Cinderella point of view, the creation is real.
Correct. So when from Cinderella's point of view, there is a dream, there is a subject and object. So that subject, so this is my point. So that subject is a creation at the dreamed level, right?
See, that's my viewpoint now. See, I'm a subject. I'm thinking that, oh, this whole world is created by somebody. And I come to know that that Cinderella comes to know that this dream world is created by Asha, somebody Asha. She cannot understand Asha. Because she is Asha.
Yeah, we have to merge both subject and object to say Asha.
Even the subject object merges, there's no dream.
We cannot simply say only subject is Asha. We have to merge both and say that is Asha.
That's why we are speaking of non-duality. Subject-object relationship has to collapse.
Okay. Now I got it. Because I was thinking from that day only subject is.
No. The subject and object both put together is Asha. And subject object one become one. There's no concept of Cinderella. There's no concept of forest. There's no concept of thieves. Then you woken up. Then you say dream is not there. You start laughing at the dream. There was never a dream. It's just a imagination. That's exactly what happens to Gnani. He says, a realized person says, okay, entire creation is mithya, unreal. After he wakes up.
Okay.
So
Fine,
now I given the dream example as an analogy for the waking dream called Maya and Brahman, who is the external reality. We are the dreamt characters. We are the characters in dream of Brahman. So Brahman, does he know any of us? No, he doesn't know, because he is us. He appeared as us. Asha appeared as Cinderella.
Okay. Now I got it. Because I was confused only the subject. We are saying it is Brahman, so that is why I had this
Subject
confusion.
is not Brahman. Subject is Sakshi, the witness, Atman.
Yeah, correct. Okay.
Okay, Brahman is the totality. So the entire teaching of Vedanta is Atman is Brahman. The individual self is the universal self, the totality. Okay. So when you say Atman, you are leaving out the universal part. When you are saying Brahman, you are bringing the totality. The totality and the individuality are not different. That's what is the meaning of Atman is Brahman.
Okay.
Right? Is that question answered?
Yeah. Now I'm clear. Yeah.
Can you summarize what you understood?
So first thing is there is a ignorance in mind. When we say I am here, I am that, so we always associate with the body mind, which is not the correct. That arises due to avidya.
Right.
But we are actually the true self, which is Atman. Yeah. That is consciousness.
Right.
This is in the Vyavarika level. That is whatever that we are experiencing. But when we talk about the ultimate reality or Paramarthika level, where there is no subject and object, then that Brahman it's both whatever we see, experience and Atman. It combines subject and object, both is called the Brahman.
One reality.
Yeah, one reality. Okay.
There is no subject and object.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I was. Okay.
Are you clear?
Yes. Yeah. I'm clear now.
Is this question clear now?
Yes.
We'll close this question.